Hello everyone. Hope you all are good and hope that you have studied previous lectures thoroughly. We are going to continue with chapter 4 journal from part 1. This is the second part of your previous lecture, that means the lecture 22 itself, and this is the second part, and we are going to continue with illustration 12 given on page number 82 and further followed by 83. Yes, the illustration is too long. We have finished I think 9 to 10 transactions in the previous lecture, and we are going to continue now. We have completed understanding of the transactions and writing down the journal entries up till transaction on 9th. Yes? So next one, 10th, I'm going to read and I'm going to explain the journal entry for same. It says goods of rupees 20,000 after adding 30% profit sold to Bhomik at 10% trade discount and at 10% cash discount if amount is paid in 10 days. They say goods of rupees 20,000 after adding 30% profit. Firstly, 30% of 20,000 is what? 3 twos are 6. So it is 6,000 rupees firstly. So 20,000 plus 6,000. 30% profit. So this is 26,000. Then 10% trade discount and 10% cash discount if amount is paid in 10 days. You know very well, cash discount is allowed on a cash transaction, that is on cash payment or cash receipt. Here Bhomik is our debtor. This is the credit transaction. Discount will be allowed to Bhomik when he will pay amount, and discount will be allowed only if he will pay within 10 days. Yes, so right now we are not supposed to calculate cash discount. We are going to calculate trade discount only. So let us understand the journal entry for this. Who is receiver? Firstly, Bhomik. Debit the receiver, and hence Bhomik account debit 23,400 to sales account 23,400. Yes? Why sales account has been credited? Because goods goes out and Bhomik is receiver. Now talking about the amount. Goods worth rupees 20,000 after adding 30% profit. Yes? So what is 30% of 20,000? It is 6,000. So 20,000 plus 6,000 is 26,000. And for the trade discount on the same. So 10% of 26,000 is 2,600. Yes? So finally 26,000 minus 2,600 is 23,400 rupees. The net price of goods that have been sold to Bhomik. Bhomik account debit 23,400 to sales account 23,400. Alright? Fine. The next one, it says paid rupees 1,500 for advertisement bill of Gujarat Samachar. Rupees 1,500 has been paid for advertisement bill of Gujarat Samachar. The word paid indicates that the transaction is cash transaction, and the word paid says that cash goes out. So credit what goes out. So cash account will be credited with no doubt, and advertisement bill is an expense. So this becomes advertisement expense. And all the expenses as per the rule of nominal account are to be debited. So the journal entry for this becomes advertisement account debit, or say advertisement expense account debit to cash account. Yes? Advertisement bill paid to Gujarat Samachar is an expense, and hence advertisement expense account debit. Cash goes out. Cash account is real account, and hence credit what goes out. Cash account credit. Next one, on 12th, Received personal dividend rupees 800 which is deposited to bank account of business. The personal dividend is a personal income, rupees 800, and that income has been deposited with business bank account. So ultimately, this is an investment in business. Yes, and investment in business is always capital. Yes, so the amount is deposited where? To business bank account. So bank is receiver, bank account debit, to capital account 800. Because the personal dividend is a personal income of the owner, and if the owner will deposit that income in business bank account, that is indirectly an investment in the business. This simply means that the owner has brought 800 in the business. Yes, and anything brought in the business by the owner is capital. And so, bank account debit to capital account. Alright. Further, on 13th, we have completed up till 12th, yes? So we are going to start from 13th. It says Nirali returned goods of rupees 650. Nirali has returned goods of rupees 650 from sales of 9th. See, in this illustration, you are provided with the related transactions. The transactions are related to each other. 9th को जो goods बेचे थे निराली को, उसमें से निराली has returned goods of rupees 650. Firstly, who is Nirali? Nirali is my customer, is my debtor. Nirali is a person to whom goods have been sold. And goods are returned by Nirali from same. So this is sales return account. Sales return account debit to Nirali account. Why sales return? Because whenever a debtor or a customer will return goods, it is sales return. And this way goods comes in the business. And hence sales return account is debited. Sales return account debit 650. And who is the giver? Nirali. So to Nirali account 650 again. Alright. So this completes our journal entry on 13th. Further, goods of rupees 400 received as free sample which is distributed to customer in free for advertisement. We have talked about this properly in the previous transactions also, and also in the previous sums, lectures, anything, yes? That there is no charge for sample goods. If you are giving sample goods, you cannot charge for that. It becomes your expense, but it is non-economic transaction for the other party. So goods, if you are giving as sample, it is your expense and is non-economic transaction for the other party. And if you are receiving goods as sample, it is non-economic transaction for you and the expense for the other party. Here the thing is that you have received goods of rupees 400 as free sample and you have distributed the same to customer in free for advertisement. So this is non-economic transaction. You all know very well that in the books of accounts we record only economic transactions. Yes, which can be measured in terms of money. And this transaction is a non-economic transaction on 14th, and you need to clearly specify this, that this transaction is non-economic transaction. There is no journal entry for the same. Moving towards the next transaction, a check of half amount is received from Bhowmick and cash discount is allowed. Let us go back to the transaction of Bhowmick on 10th. Goods of rupees 20,000 have been sold to Bhowmick. We obviously remember the amount of this clearly. 26,000 firstly, then minus 2,600, and here it is 23,400. And it is also clearly mentioned in the question that Bhowmick will be given 10% cash discount if he will pay the amount within 10 days. And he has made payment on 15th. Yes, so this payment is within 10 days, but he has given a check of only half amount. So obviously, with no doubt, he'll be allowed discount on half of the amount. Yes, and not the entire amount. Yeah, so let us check the journal entry for this. He is giving check. So bank is the receiver. Bank account debit 10,530. Discount account debit 1,170. To Bhomik account 11,700. Let me explain. What is the total amount due from Bhomik? 23,400. The half of 23,400 is 11,700. He is ready to give a check of half amount. He is giving check within 10 days. So on that half amount, 11,700, he'll be given discount 10%. The 10% of 11,700 is 1,170, the discount that we have given him. And hence, discount account has been debited here because it is our expense. And we have received a check for remaining amount, that is 10,530. 11,700 minus 1,170. Yes? So the check is received of 10,530 and hence bank account debit 10,530. Discount is given to Bhomik and it is our expense. Discount allowed is always an expense. So discount account debit 1,170. And who is giver? Bhomik. So credit the giver. To Bhomik account 11,700. Alright. That's all. Moving towards the next journal entry on 16th. It says goods returned by Nirali of 13th sent to Kruti. See, Nirali has returned goods to us and we have returned those goods to Kruti. Yes? If a debtor will return goods to us, it is sales return. And if we are returning the goods, it is purchase return for us. And we have returned goods to whom? To Kruti. So Kruti is receiver, Kruti account debit, to purchase returns account. Goods goes out and hence purchase return account is credited. Now let us talk about the amount. If you remember, goods have been sold to Nirali at a cost price of 16,200. Selling price 16,200. And those goods are of rupees 15,000 actually. If you want to see, the transaction is included here on 9th. Goods of rupees 15,000 have been sold to Nirali. After adding 20% profit and 10% trade discount. So if you will see the journal entry on 9th of August in your textbook, it is given on page number 84. And we have understood this journal entry in the previous lecture actually. So if you will see, there is to sales account 16,200. Yes? If out of 16,200, Nirali will return goods. Let us check the transaction. The Nirali has returned goods of rupees 650. See, on 13th of August. Total goods sold to Nirali 16,200. Goods returned 650. वो goods थे कितने के? 15,000. So how much? Again the cross multiplication. So 15,000 into 650 by 16,200. You'll get the amount that is written in the journal entry. I repeat this explanation. Goods worth rupees 16,200 have been sold to Nirali after adding 20% profit and trade discount. So out of 16,200, if Nirali will return goods worth rupees 650, then how much amount is for the goods that we will return to Kruti? Those goods were of rupees 15,000 for us. So this way cross multiplication and you will get the answer. Yes? Fine then. Let us move ahead. On 17th of August, a machine purchased for rupees 7,000 and paid rupees 500 cash for installation of machine. Firstly, machine is an asset. A machine has been purchased for rupees 7,000 and paid rupees 500 cash for installation of machine. So overall machine is of rupees 7,500. Yes. As I said, the installation charge is paid for purchase of an asset, or any other expenses paid at the time of purchase of an asset are to be debited to that particular asset itself, not separately. Yes. So machine of rupees 7,000 and 500 cash for installation of machine. So overall the machine is of rupees 7,500. You can see here, machine account debit to cash account 7,500 each. Amount is paid in cash, it is clearly written. So cash goes out. How much? 7,500. Then the next, on 18th of August, goods of rupees 300 received as free sample. We just had a word about this in this transaction on 14th of August. That this type of transactions are non-economic transactions. You have received goods of rupees 300 as free sample. That means you did not pay for the same. So this transaction has no involvement of money. And this type of transactions are not recorded in the books of accounts. So this is a non-economic transaction. On 18th of August, it is clearly written non-economic transaction, and it is compulsory for you to write the same. If the transaction is non-economic transaction, you have to mention that. Yes? Fine then. Next, after deducting rupees 100 discount, check issued to Royal Traders as final settlement. Check is issued to Royal Traders. Who is receiver? Royal Traders, of course. Royal Stores account debit 29,500. Check is given to bank account 29,400 after deducting discount of rupees 100. That means actually we were supposed to pay 29,500, but instead we are getting 100 rupees discount. So discount has been credited here, 100 rupees, and check is given. So amount will be transferred from bank, and bank is the giver, 29,400. Yes? This transaction is also related to the previous transactions. Firstly, on 5th of August, if you will see, the journal entry you are supposed to see now, it is given on page number 84 in your textbook. Yes, you can see there that Royal Stores is my creditor by 30,000 rupees. Yes? And then the goods have been returned. The transaction is given on 8th of August. That Bhagwati has returned goods to us, and hence we have returned goods to Royal Stores. So transaction on 5th of August, then on 8th of August. On 5th of August, it shows that we are supposed to give 30,000 rupees to Royal Stores. Then on 8th of August, we have returned Royal Stores goods of rupees 500. So just think, how much amount is payable now? 30,000 minus 500. So overall, we are supposed to pay 29,500 rupees to Royal Stores. And on 19th of August, we will pay this. And on 29,500, we are getting discount of rupees 100. So this is our income. So finally, the check of rupees 29,400 is given to Royal Stores. And that's all. Yes, the explanation is also given on page number 89. Yes, you can also see there. Fine. So moving ahead, on 20th of August, Nirali deducted allowance rupees 50 and settled the account. Now Nirali is your debtor. You have sold goods to Nirali. Yes. On which date? On 9th of August. Yes, on page number 84, you will see this journal entry that I have explained you in the previous lecture itself. And we also have a transaction here, 9th. See the journal entry for this in your textbook so that I can explain you accordingly. 9th of August, the journal entry says that goods of rupees 16,200 have been sold to Nirali. Yeah? Out of which Nirali has given half amount. It is clearly mentioned there. So how much more we are supposed to receive? The remaining half, 8,100. Yes, we are supposed to receive 8,100 rupees from Nirali. Yes, but on 13th, on 9th of August, goods have been sold her. She has given 8,100 rupees and remaining 8,100 rupees she has not given. Then on 13th of August, she is returning goods of rupees 650. So out of 8,100, goods of rupees 650 is returned. So how much she is supposed to pay now? 7,450. This explanation is given on page number 90 in your textbook. I will repeat this. Nirali is your debtor. You have sold goods to Nirali on 9th of August of goods of rupees 16,200. She has given half amount. Remaining half she has not given. So 8,100 you were supposed to receive from Nirali. But then on 13th of August, she is returning you goods of rupees 650. So out of 8,100, goods worth rupees 650 have been returned. So how much amount is now receivable from her? 7,450. Yes, and she is giving this amount on 20th of August after deducting allowance of rupees 50. So Nirali actually is supposed to pay 7,450 rupees. But rupees 50 is allowance. So she is giving 7,400 rupees only. Yes, the journal entry for which is here. She is giving cash, 7,400 rupees. Cash comes in, debit what comes in? 7,400 rupees. Discount account debit. You can also write down allowance account debit. Because discount, allowance, this is our expense. We were supposed to receive 7,450 rupees and we have received only 7,400 rupees instead. So 50 rupees allowance is from our side to Nirali. Yes. So cash account debit, cash comes in how much? 7,400. Discount is allowed. How much? 50 rupees. Discount allowed is our expense. Yes. And hence discount account debit. Who is giver of this amount? Nirali. To Nirali account 7,450. And Nirali's account is closed and settled. Yes, all the transactions related to Nirali are completed here. Alright. So let us see which is the next journal entry that we have. Yes. On account, on 21st of August, Bhowmik paid cash rupees 5,000 and issued check for remaining balance and settled account. Now we need to find out all the related transactions to Bhowmik. Again, the explanation is given on page number 90. You will see the explanation and you will understand my words. Okay. Goods have been sold to Bhowmik on 10th of August. Yes. the journal entry that we have understood in today's lecture itself. Yeah. Bhomik account debit to sales account. On 10th of August, 23,400 rupees. We have sold him goods of rupees 23,400. Yes? Then if you remember, he has given us amount, he has given half of the amount. Yes? On 15th of August here. So the journal entry for that is here. So 11,700 he has paid and remaining 11,700 he has not paid. And that amount he is giving us on 21st of August. What was the condition? That discount will be given only if he'll pay within 10 days. Yes? So this payment is after 10 days. Goods have been sold to him on 10th of August. If he would have paid up till 20th of August, then discount might have been given to him. The way it was given on 15th of August. But now the remaining payment is on 21st of August. So discount cannot be given to Bhomik. So how much is due from him? 11,700. He is giving cash 5,000. So cash comes in. Cash account debit 5,000. Remaining he is giving check. So bank is the receiver. Bank account debit 6,700. Who is the giver? Bhomik. To Bhomik account 11,700. I repeat the explanation. Bhomik is a person to whom goods have been sold on 10th of August. Then on 15th August he has given half amount. Then remaining half he is giving on 21st. 5,000 he is giving cash and hence cash is received. Cash account debit. Debit what comes in. Bank is the receiver. He is giving check for remaining amount. So 6,700. To Bhomik account. Bhomik is giver. And all the transactions related to Bhomik are completed here. You see the illustration is quite twisted, little bit complicated. But it is interesting. Yeah? Okay, next. Goods of rupees 4,000 destroyed by fire and insurance company admitted claim for rupees 3,000. Rupees 200 realized from sale of destroyed goods. The very first thing that we are supposed to understand here is that goods of rupees 4,000 have been destroyed by fire. So this is goods going out other than sales. And in this type of transactions, purchase account is always credited. You can see here the journal entry on 22nd of August. Purchase account has been credited with 4,000 rupees. Why? Because goods are going out of business. They are not sold. Goods are destroyed by fire. Goods taken for personal use, goods destroyed by fire, goods lost in a robbery. Yes, in all such a type of transactions, purchase account is credited. Further, they say that insurance company will pay 3,000. So insurance company becomes my debtor. Debtors are always debited. So insurance company account debit 3,000. Insurance company is my debtor. So out of 4,000, 3,000 insurance company will pay. Further they say 200 is realized from sale of destroyed goods. So 200 cash comes in. Debit what comes in? Cash account debit. So just think, out of 4,000, 3,000 insurance company will pay. 200 is received on sale of goods. So how much is loss now? 4,000 minus 3,200. So finally loss is only of rupees 800. And loss due to fire account is debited because as per the rule of nominal account, all the loss and expenses are to be debited. Yes? So insurance company account debit 3,000. Insurance company will pay 3,000. Insurance company becomes my debtor. Debtors are always debited. Cash is received on sale of goods. So, I mean sale of destroyed goods, yes? So cash comes in, debit what comes in. Remaining loss. Loss due to fire is of 800 rupees which is debited. To purchase account, overall goods destroyed by fire rupees 4,000. Yes? So that's all. Here we finish our session. The illustration will be continued further in the next lectures. And your homework for today is of course the transactions that we have solved from illustration 12 in today's lecture. So we'll see you in the next lecture. Stay home, stay safe and study well.